Oh, we toasted?
Cheers. Cheers to all. Nice to have you here.
Shaun, do you drink?
Nope. Water.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Wow, Steve, the mic.
Well, Steve is. You're sounding real professional, buddy.
It is very clear who's in charge here.
Who the host is.
It's like my gavel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is beautiful. If I could just do my usual, it's a usual pre-show thing that I think in my head, but I don't typically say out loud. Jessie, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I love you. You are ridiculously talented,
Oh,
sharp-witted like you read about, and I adore you. And I apologize profusely.
oh my God.
Now get the fuck out of my way.
No, I've never cried on a punch-up. Don't make me cry.
Aw.
If Steve cries, we'll hear it beautifully.
Hey, this is Steve with the Punch Up Podcast. With me on this episode are Eoin O'Shea,
Hey, Steve.
Jessie Preisendorfer,
Hey, Steve.
Kevin Regan,
Hey, Steve.
and our storyteller is Shaun Kreider. Shaun, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
It's all yours, buddy.
Okay, so this is a story about one of the reasons why my junior year of high school was crap.
Just
So,
one.
Just one. There's got to be a lot.
yes, the reasons are myriad.
That's not uncommon. What year are we talking?
2003.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, sorry.
Shaun, you might be the youngest person we've ever had on the podcast. I think that's true.
I'm a week and a half away from turning 35. Is that seriously true?
Well, we mostly truck with old people, so
Yeah.
that's very
Yeah.
possible.
You are the youngest person I'm allowed to talk to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you older or same age or younger than Joe Sabatino?
I actually don't know how old Joe Sabatino is.
I'm pretty sure Joe's almost 40. I think that Shaun's younger.
You know what? His felt treatment keeps him young.
Yes, he gets resurfaced every 3 years.
So 2003, Shaun.
2003, specifically January 4th. It's a Saturday morning. It's the last weekend of our winter break for high school. So my dad's at work. My sister, who is home from college, is helping to coach our high school swim team. So she's not home. So it's just me and my mom.
Are you on the high school swim team at this?
No.
No.
I did not swim. I was specifically told I wasn't allowed. That was my sister's thing. By her, mind you, not by anyone with authority. But no, it never interested me to swim and be that naked in front of all my peers.
So if you're in a pool, you just sink to the bottom because you're like, my sister swims, not me.
Yeah. I avoid water altogether.
And your dad worked on a Saturday.
Yes, he's a pressman. So I guess they were running, 7 days a week, the press. So he was working on Saturday morning.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a pun. Steve made a pun, guys.
Yeah.
On his new microphone, you sullied
Yeah.
that.
Trying to just go right past it. But
Yeah, I'll cut that out. Yeah.
Good.
Great choice.
So my mom's in the living room, and she's getting ready to watch the Mummers Parade, which for some reason was postponed that year.
Maybe weather.
Yeah, I assume as much.
Could be racism.
It could be and should have been, but I digress. So she's getting ready to watch the string bands, and I'm upstairs. I'm in my room. I'm watching a show on Discovery Channel about monkeys and about them learning and using tools and stuff. It's riveting.
And you're a junior, so we're talking 17.
I think probably 16 at this point of the year, but yeah.
You're right. Okay.
This is a very specific story so far.
I mean, he knows the exact day. So it's like shit is going to happen because you don't remember the exact day.
Right.
Unless you're Jessie and you write it in your journal.
Well, most guys don't keep journals. I was judging. I apologize if you do keep a journal. So
Just real quick. Kevin, what were you doing January 4th, 2003?
So I was watching a documentary on the Monkees, the band.
Ah.
Yeah. different.
I can promise you, I was watching college football because
Okay.
it was bowl season.
I was banging chicks, so
That's terrific.
So I'm upstairs, I'm watching my monkey show, and I hear from downstairs, Shaun, blah, 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 blah. I can't make out what my mom said, but she's yelling up to me, and I'm like, oh, crap, what did I not know?
English is her native language, correct?
Yes, yes. It's just unintelligible from my point of view. So I don't know what she says. I just give it, what? So she yells up again, blah, 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 blah. But this time I make out the end of the sentence, which is fire extinguisher.
ooh, okay.
So I leap out of bed. I run downstairs. And a
Hold
third...
on, wait. Now we know you were watching a documentary while in bed too, so you were really living it up watching this documentary.
Oh,
Wait a second. You're a junior in high school. You had a TV in your room?
yes.
Me too,
Ooh.
brother.
Sweet.
I think I had a TV in...
I had a Sports Illustrated football phone that wasn't plugged in.
Oh.
Good for you.
So I hope you're happy.
I am happy, yes.
And Shaun, had you sensed urgency in her voice?
Yes, the second time, yes. The first time I thought I was just, like, you didn't pick up your shoes or, you left dishes out or whatever.
The normal stuff.
Yes. So I run downstairs and I see that a third of our couch, like an entire cushion, is essentially on fire. Like
Oh,
8 to 12 inches of flame. Just
And that is not something you normally see in a couch cushion, is that
not
right?
usually. No. No. So I run out to the kitchen where my mom is fumbling with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
And neither one of us had ever used a fire extinguisher. And we don't know, there's a pin to pull. We
Yep.
can't find exactly where the pin is.
Wait, hold on. I want to stop you for a quick second, Shaun. And we've never done this, but since we do a visual podcast too, I want to see if everybody knows where a fire extinguisher is. Can you guys all go grab a fire extinguisher right now?
Yep.
Do it. Aha! Jessie and me, we're right in there. I think we tied, Jessie.
no, I
Ian,
was back. I was back.
You already back? All right. Ian's got his.
Oh, Eoin's got a Halon. That's a Halon one.
Racing.
What's that?
You didn't say we were racing.
No, this is great though, because right now I'm seeing Shaun and Steve's places would be burning down. We're all fine. Jesse, me, Ian, we are fine. Hold on, I think Shaun's fine. Shaun's
To be fair, this is filled with cannabis.
yeah. Steve got a glass of water, and that's all you need.
That's apparently we don't have a fire extinguisher.
Nah.
He should have brought Mary down because Mary deals with all the house emergencies.
Yeah. Steve, I don't want to freak you out, but there is a bat in your basement.
See you guys.
Move on. All right, Shaun, I apologize. I just wanted to see if everybody knew where they were. I produce safety videos, so I want to make sure you guys know where your fire extinguishers are. Steve, I'll be sending one your way.
To be fair, Shaun, this happens every episode.
Yeah, I've watched. I know. It's the fire.
It's kind of Kevin's go-to.
Yeah. That and gun sounds. Remember when we used to do gun sounds? Now we do fire extinguishers. So
It's Kevin's Safety Corner.
There, I can make this still. Great. All right, Shaun, please.
So we're fumbling with the fire extinguisher, and I finally give up. I'm like, I'm not going to figure this out right now in the state that I'm in.
Fires are growing.
Yeah. So I grab the biggest pasta pot that we have, and I put it in the sink. I run the water full blast, cold, mind you. Because,
Might as well take advantage of the heat.
yeah,
Cook some pasta.
yeah.
Why cold, Shaun?
Cold is the mortal enemy.
The antithesis, sure. Yeah,
Opposite of heat.
You can't put hot water on it. That's not going to help.
that's a good point.
Right. So I get this pot. That's
That's like
You
gasoline.
have to wait for the water to get hot. You couldn't fill up the pot until it got hot, and you're running your fingers through the water. You're like, let's go.
exactly. Time is of the essence.
Come on.
Yeah.
I have a full pot, and I'm running back out to the living room, and I dump the pot on the couch cushion, and I hear, The
That
flame
sounds like victory to me.
Yeah.
sounded like victory, but it looked like utter defeat because the flames, like exactly the same height, might have even gotten higher. Like they're like essentially looking at me, just like flipping the double bird, like puny water.
Nice
It is
try.
it is completely defeating. So I say, okay, enough is enough. This is 911 territory now. Like whatever. So I run back out to the kitchen.
So just real quick, the couch was not authentic leather, fine Corinthian leather, as your mother had told you.
No, no, it was
It was made out of soaked, oiled rags.
yes, and kerosene, I believe. Kerosene.
Very comforting.
Yes. So I call 911. First and only time I've ever had to do that, knock wood. And they're like, is everybody out of the house? And I say, no, I'm on the phone with you. So we get
Point. Yep.
yes, right. So I'm finally like, Mom, we gotta go. We gotta get out of the house. So I try to get her out the back door, but she's worried about our cat. She's like, where's Clarky? Where's Clarky? I'm like, cats are smart. They can get places that you don't think anybody could get to. So he's gonna be fine. I'm not too worried about him.
Is Clarky named after Bob Clark? I know you're a Flyers fan.
Absolutely right, Kevin.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, at this point now, is it fair to say that the couch is on fire, the entire couch?
Yes, most likely. By the time I had poured the water on it, it kind of spread to the second of 3 cushions. So
Wow.
yeah, at this point, it's probably all up and
Shaun, did you say what the couch was made out of? Was it cloth? Was it? I know
Yeah,
Ian,
cloth
it
couch.
was cloth. Okay.
It was recycled children's pajamas from the 60s.
Well,
So
that would not catch on fire. That's asbestos. You'd be fine.
It was all the stage clothing from the Village People.
yes, and Buffalo Bills Super Bowl championship T-shirts.
yeah.
Now, Shaun, you said her cat. So Clarky was her cat, not our cat, not your family's cat.
Our cat. I had some bad experiences with my first cat that was supposed to be my cat. So I think in the beginning I kind of distanced myself as to not feel the pain of loss. But that's a story for
Yeah.
a whole podcast.
Mhm.
Got it.
Mhm.
So
I'm glad I pulled that back. That was important.
Steve, goddammit.
Glad you didn't ask that.
I'd like to just take a minute and dive a little deeper on
Yeah.
that.
All right, this is guys. Everyone, where are your tissues? Everyone, run and grab your tissues. Go.
Nobody got up.
No.
yeah. Okay, so my mom and I are outside, and mind you, like I was still in bed, so I'm standing outside in this, like my favorite T-shirt, which was this ratty old Navy T-shirt that I had had for like years, and it's like to the point where the collar is like separating from the rest of the shirt,
Oh, yeah.
like the bottom's like rolling up into that little like jump rope hole.
Oh, I love those shirts.
Did
Right,
it take
exactly.
Cowabunga on it?
It's just getting good at that point.
Yes. So super comfortable, not great in January 4th weather outside.
Barely cloth.
Sweatpants.
Yeah, I think I had plaid pants on, like nice like flannels.
I can tell by your facial hair, you're a gentleman. You had jammy pants on.
Yes, yes.
You're not an animal.
No. So we have some concerned neighbors come by, and one guy I'd never met before lives a couple houses down. He gives me like a leather jacket and some sneakers to put on, which is great. I'm 5'8", and I was possibly a little shorter than, probably a little skinnier.
It's cool. You know what? We're going to dub you in there when you say that. You're going to be like, I am 6'7".
No, he was 6'7". So his leather jacket that he gave me was essentially a bathrobe, which felt nice and luxurious.
Yeah.
So I'm standing outside and I look, homeless, which essentially at the point I am.
You might be, yeah. And the fire department's not there yet, you said, right? You're still waiting?
They get there pretty quick. They're, a couple blocks away from our house. So it was like really quick response time. And it was, we felt.
But like when you called, we're like, we'll be a few minutes. We're just catching the end of this monkey documentary. But as soon as it's over.
I wouldn't have blamed them if they were, because it was fantastic. I mean, they're wonderful creatures that are far smarter than we give them credit.
If you gave up on your house and it was just the couch, then we'll be there in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, one cushion.
Yeah, hold on.
Call us
Did you pour some water on it? You get some water?
Yes, I did that. Yes,
Cold water?
yes, it was cold. It was cold, sir.
Well, we don't know what else to tell you. I'm sorry.
That
I-
didn't do it? That didn't do it? All right. Well, we'll be there when we get there.
So we get there, and they're real great. Spring into action. It was like it was something to see. And then about five 5 minutes go by, and this fireman comes out. He's still got the mask on and everything. Puts his hand on my mom's shoulder, and he goes, "Ma'am, we found your cat. He's wet and he's scared, but he's okay." And so
Clarky.
fine with Clarky. Everything's good.
Ah.
So the police officer that's there, he takes me and my mom and he puts us in the back seat of his car, puts the heat on, tries to get us warm and gets like all the information that they're gonna
He
need.
didn't feel he needed to separate you guys to make sure your stories checked out.
Yeah.
No, at this point there was no suspicion of foul play.
Okay.
But he's asking us these questions. He's like, ma'am, where's your husband work? Does he know? Can we get in contact with him? And he's asking me, like, where do you go to school? How old are you? And it is taking my mom and I, like, 45 minutes to answer these questions because we just, like, can't think. He's like, what's... I don't know,
And
It's...
suspicion starts to grow.
Yes.
Yeah, why is he even questioning you at this point? Like that's
It's
like,
not questioning...
He works for the sofa company.
Yes.
Listen to me, Jess. If you could have seen this kid's T-shirt, untrustworthy is the word that comes to mind.
Whoa, you called him a gentleman earlier, and now you're just gonna
but
throw a person
he's
like...
wearing this giant leather bathrobe, so who knows what goes on in his house?
I was just playing good cop, bad cop.
So finally, I guess I don't really remember my sister like getting back, but I know she wasn't called, so she's just coming home from swim practice to fire trucks and police cars outside of her house. Has no idea what's going on. My dad was called by my mom. He comes home. She's like, "Dad, the house is on fire," and he comes.
Did she say stop the presses?
Oh man, you've been holding on to that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure she had the wherewithal to make that pun at the time, but
It's a good one.
Button, buddy.
So we go back into the house. We're led back in by the fire department. Everything's like safe enough for us to go back. And the couch is essentially like 6 2x4s and 8 springs at this point. Like it's gone. Like everything in the living room is either gray from smoke or black from the fire. We go into our separate rooms, kind of assess the damage and whatnot. My room was directly above the fire, so there was a couple of my guitars were like kind of like bent at the neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
Concave.
Yes, exactly. They were like a squeeze video.
Had you left the TV on your monkey show?
I assume that it was, yeah. All the electricity, was turned off by the fire. But yeah, so we assess the damage in our own rooms and we reconvene in the living room, and my dad's asking questions like, well, how bad, blah blah blah. They're not terribly forthcoming with answers because they don't really know at this point either. But so the Red Cross.
He's asking the fire company the questions.
Yes,
like
sorry.
the integrity of the building and stuff like that.
Well, your father wasn't home at the time, right? It was just you and your
Right.
mom.
So he's just how did it start? What what's going on? Like that kind of.
Dad's asking, right? Gotcha.
Yeah. So
And
it's-
at one point, did he pull them aside and said, "Which one of them do you think did it?"
Did their stories check out?
yeah. So the Red Cross is going to put us up in a hotel, at least for the next couple of days, right? So the fire chief is walking us out of the house, and my dad, he reaches for the remote, which is on top of our entertainment center, and the remote is like this puddle of plastic at this point, and the rubber part that's like the buttons that sticks through has either completely melted off or just sunken so far down that it looks like this like plastic cheese grater at this point.
wow.
And he hands it to one of the firemen, and he says, "You guys can put whatever you want on the TV."
Is he okay? Or is he making a joke?
So that's
Okay.
that's kind of how we dealt with. But
Yeah.
on the porch, he's like, everything's gonna be fine. We'll be back in the house by Tuesday, right? So this is Saturday. He's like, we'll be back in mid next week. No problem.
Was that just like a dude's assessment?
Yeah,
Okay, did they tell him something like
no, I
a
don't
couple
think
days?
anybody told him.
What you might not have heard is that he said
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's true. He might have said that.
You'll be back in on Tuesday.
So
Were you?
no,
Were you?
we were not. No, we
Ew.
spent one night in 2 hotel rooms, one for me and my sister, one for my parents, like twin beds. The next night we got upgraded, I think, to like queen beds. 2 days
Sweet.
after that, we got moved into a suite, which was essentially a queen bed for my sister, a queen bed for my parents, and a pull-out couch for the youngest. Yeah,
That's fine. High school.
yeah,
kid,
that's
pussy
true.
cat.
It was
Although, were you having issues with couches at that point?
Yeah.
You might have been like it tricked.
no, but I'll tell you what. If you want to see 4 people jump higher than in the Olympics, set off a smoke detector in a hotel room that they're staying in after a house fire. I burnt a soft pretzel one night and just through the roof.
Oh.
Oh my God, it did.
Not good.
Was everybody just in the fetal position
Yeah.
in their own beds?
Just
His mom was still trying to open the fire extinguisher. She's still trying to figure out how it worked.
Wait, hold on a second. I have a question. Shaun, who do you think the hero was in the movie Backdraft?
ooh, I've actually never seen Backdraft, but I'm guessing.
Okay, I was just curious if you're a bit of a
No, I'm
firebug.
guessing the
that's all.
hero was
Yeah.
fire. Though, is that it? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron Howard's the answer. I
Well, he's a hero in everything.
It was Billy Baldwin. It's tough.
It's,
The only thing Billy Baldwin's ever done with his life.
That might be true.
Fair point.
So
How long were you out of the house?
yeah, so 2 weeks after the first suite, we moved into like a townhouse type thing that the hotel had. So that was at least it was 2 floors, 1 room for me, 1 room for my parents, a bathroom on the top floor, a powder room on the bottom, and then like full kitchen, dining room, living room. And we lived there for about 5 months.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Holy crap.
Like the date of the fire. Do you recall the date of the move-in? The move.
I actually don't. I remember like the day, but I don't remember the exact date.
It would have been June, right? If it's 5 months.
I would love to look it up and find out that it was a Tuesday.
It could have been. It could have very well
You
been.
guys walk in and your dad just turns to you and goes, "Told you."
what happened to the cat?
Clarky was fine.
Did he go with you?
Yeah, he was allowed to stay at the hotel. The hotel was fine with pets. He stayed in my parents' room for the first couple of nights, and then he actually got out of one of the hotel rooms that we were staying in as like the maid came in to give us like supplies and stuff. He got out for like an hour. My mom was looking for him. I was at school. My dad was at work. So
I've seen
Yeah.
that movie.
I didn't even think of that. You had to go back to school. Oh my.
yeah. Yeah, so I go back in on Monday and I see my friend Rita in the hallway. She's like, "Shaun, how was your break? How's everything going?" And I'm like, it was great until Saturday. My house burned up, and I said it just like that too. It was like a question for some reason because I don't know. Like the house is still standing, so it didn't like burn down.
So burn up.
Burn up.
Burn up? I don't-
Very accurate.
Yeah. Very specific with my language. I didn't want to give anybody the wrong impression.
Did they find out what it was?
It was electrical. So there was an outlet directly behind the couch. That was the other thing. My mom was freaking out because she thought she had lit a candle, and the match either an ember fell on the couch and that sparked it, or she missed the trash can. But no, it was an electrical fire. Nothing either of us could have done.
No, I mean it's just unfortunate. Like the couch was probably just pressing against the outlet.
And that's why the
Yeah.
water made it worse. Because you never put
Right.
water on electric fires.
Yeah.
Right.
And they said that it was probably smoldering for like 15 minutes.
There was nothing you could do about it. But even what you tried to do about it didn't help at all.
No.
I
Didn't
was living in South Philly and there was an apartment fire near mine. Well, actually like right next to mine. And the smell of burning furniture is something that I carry with me to this day.
Is it turn you on? Is that what you mean, Jess? Or?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's that thing where like, if I'm outside and I can tell the difference between people just having a fire in like a chimenea or something, like a log fire, and I can tell when there's a house fire because I can smell when furniture's burning, and it's like, oh my God, that
In
smell.
South Philly, people's ashes are poured into the cushions. So
Yeah, this is a very distinct, terrible smell.
Shaun, that's awesome. I'm glad nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
No, everybody's fine. Like I said, we just joked about it. The local paper wrote an article about us and like how we coped with humor. We told them that the headline should have been 6 sarcastic people survive fires, but I think they went with like local family displaced because of fire.
Because house burn up.
Who are the six?
Oh,
What's that?
Yeah.
SICK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a mysterious person we hadn't heard about yet.
No.
Billy Baldwin.
house burned down because family couldn't figure out extinguisher.
Shaun, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, that was great, dude.
I'm glad everyone was fine, and especially the cat. That's me. That's sorry.
Oh yeah.
People and mostly cat.
You can always have more people.
Yeah.
You're never going to find another cat, so.
Nope, there's only that one.
Don't they have 9 lives?
Shut up, Ian.